Hey, Norcal Carters, this is Jason. Ashley's in the back studio, and it is September 2nd, 2024. And I was just sitting here watching the preview, and September. So our summer's pretty much over. A lot of us have kids that have gone back to school. We're in the last quarter of the racing season, and right around the corner, we'll have the 2025 racing season. That sounds actually kind of odd to say that already. But some of the bigger series have already put out their calendars for next year. So, yeah, it just karting is always going on. So, thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight is the upcoming events for September 2024. We will also recap a couple of the events. Myself, I was at the K1 opening with the Pro Kart Challenge. I was under Gary Carlton's tent, Team GFC. And then Ashley's going to recap the Colby Debato Memorial Race. She was down there with the CCKRA group. And we have a lot of updates tonight. We have upcoming stuff. For September, the calendar is pretty packed. You can go to norcalcarters.com. And the new homepage is the calendar. So I just switched that around earlier today. So when you go to Norcal Carters, it'll drop you right on the calendar. But yeah, so let's see here. Yeah, that's my introduction. September 2nd, 2024. Let's see. Oh, it looks like I just did the Norcal Carters calendar plug. Yeah, so K1. I was actually pretty impressed. Driving down the street, it's out in the middle of nowhere, which you would expect from a kart track, but it's not 30 minutes from the nearest bathroom. It's about 10 minutes from a major mall with food and stuff like that. So it's not way out in the middle of nowhere. It's just the road it's specifically on is the middle of nowhere. You're driving down the road, and I rode down with Welsh's. So Ridgely Welsh and David Welsh, that's who I rode down with. And I made the comment, I should have been filming going down the road, because as you're going down the road, it was on the left-hand side, so the north of that street. And as you get closer, you see a big concrete wall, and then it just says K1 Circuit in huge lettering. It's like, this is a really neat entrance. And I told myself, oh, maybe tomorrow morning as we're driving in, I'll do it. And I never did. But actually, while I'm talking about K1, I do have a video of Ridgely doing a lap around K1. So while I'm blabbering, I can bring him up on that video. Let's see here. Bear with me for 1 second. It might be this one. Let's see here. Hi, Ashley. So, a lap around K1 with Ridgely Welsh. Oh, my screen is doing it again. All right. Bear with me. I can't see the studio. So, pulling into the track, it's just, again, a big K1 banner right on a big concrete wall. The whole facility is fenced in. And as you can see in the video, everything's painted. Everything's well branded. Of course, it's branded K1 because it's the K1 circuit. I would have to say the only complaint, and I don't like talking about complaints, but the only complaint I personally heard all weekend long as far as the actual facility is you cannot see the whole track until they put the grandstands in. What a way to open up a track where that is the only complaint, is we can't see the whole track. Because there's plenty of tracks we go to all the time that have been around forever that we can't see the whole track. And so from my understanding, they have in the plans to put grandstands in the infield or in the right here, the grandstands, so you can kind of see over the hills and see the backside of the track. Because as you can see, there's an elevation. Ridgely just went out of turn 3. He's going into turn 4, which is a right-hander. Then they'll come back down the hill again towards the pits. I would have to say it's probably a 25 or 30 foot elevation change from top to bottom, maybe even higher. I didn't actually walk the track, so I'm just kind of guessing based on the elevation change. But that was the only complaint I heard from anybody, was the you can't see the whole track. So from a driver standpoint, I didn't hear a single driver complain about the curbs, the surface, nothing. So what a great grand opening for K1. And I guess news just broke recently. Give me 1 second. I know once I toggle off that screen, it's going to black out on me. There we go. They have just talked about on Facebook, they had released a statement. I think it was Tri-Seas. There's some permitting issues going on right now. So they had this Pro Kart event. There was supposed to be Tri-Seas or Tri-County, and then Pro Kart again. But apparently the permits are on hold. I don't know the full details of it. Something with fire marshal. But the facility, it lived up to the hype. That's all I'm going to say. In fact, with my other business with Extra Kart Parts, I'm working on putting together a group of guys, loading them up in my trailer and driving down for 2 or 3 days to hit K1 on an open practice day. Then I was thinking, well, maybe we could do 2 or 3 tracks. Hit K1 first track, and then on the way up, we could stop by Willow Springs or stop by Button Willow on our way back to the Sacramento area. So stay posted to Extra Kart Parts for more information on that. But it's not very often you go to a track and it really encourages you to load the trailer up and just go drive it. So I have to go drive that track. It looked like so much fun. And like I said, I didn't hear any complaints from the actual track side of things. So that's fantastic. And then I'll wrap it up. But shout out to the Welsh family. Thank you for giving me a ride down there. I didn't know the family that well, and you get to know people more when you're in a vehicle with them for 7 hours. And it was really cool just to get to know David and Ridgely driving down there. And so thank you for the ride down. I do appreciate it. And that's, kind of one of those things. We talk about it on this show all the time about your memories at the track or around the track. That's why I always bring up the food, because for me, it's the food that is usually a jogging memory. And so for the K1, the opening weekend, one of my memories is going to be the road trip down and the good conversations we were having on the way down. And yeah, so thanks to the Welshes for the ride. And that wraps up my K1 segment. Let's see. Give me a moment. Ashley has a bunch of notes for me so I can stay on track. And I think my time's up. So we have some teasers coming up. Ashley's going to talk about Spud Cup, the 80 shifter community. Again, the recap of CCKRA and the Colby Dubato event. So Ashley, with that being said, take it away.
All right. Hey, Norcal, what's up? All right. So, Jason, do the rundown on K1. Of course, I called him last Monday and was like, tell me everything. So, I'm also excited to go down there and check things out. Josh was down there and he sort of had the same points that Jason made. So I'm excited and really want to go down there soon. Let's talk a little bit about this weekend. All right. We have Spud Cup this weekend in Idaho. Kart Idaho is putting on Spud Cup. Last I heard, there were 109 racers across 5 classes. That was a while ago, so it might be more. But some things I pretty much want to highlight is we have a lot of Norcal is coming, all right? We got some kids in Junior 1 category. Junior 2, we're going to have Jeremy Heath, Rachel Gable, Jackson Cravino, Gavin McCune, Cooper Perez, all names we recognize in Norcal. Senior, of course, we're going to talk about names like Matt Winfrey, Nathan Heath, Giovanni Medina, special mention, of course, Chase Hand, auto qualifying for the All-Star race. And Colby, I believe Colby Romero's going to be in that group. I just totally lost the rest of my list. Cade Godbeer is going to be in that group as well. So all of our guys. Oh, we got Andrew Kemp is going to be doing double duty. So he's going to be, I believe, in 2 classes. And I'm a little conflicted in Supermaster because my Uncle Frank's running and Andy's also running and Mike Van Moyden. So, of course, I'm going to be watching that class. Trenton Healy's going too. Hey, Kelly. But yes, we have a lot of NorCal going to represent at Spud Cup. So, of course, I'm going to be posting all weekend and wishing all of our racers good luck. I do want to remind everyone, NorCal is the reigning Spud Cup champion. So, no pressure, but we are sending our guys. So, Spud Cup this weekend, NorCal Karters will be posting updates. Good luck to everybody going and safe travels. Next up, I'm going to talk a little bit about the 80 shifter group. So, on our calendar, Jason can remind me of the date, but we have a Blue Max track day for the 80 shifters group. I believe it's going to be a barbecue event / practice day for them. The emphasis of this is to promote their 80cc shifter community. And so you can find them on Facebook at NorCal 80cc Shifters for more updates and everything about their community and the track practice day that's coming up. And that is going to be at Blue Max. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it will be at Blue Max. Okay.
I'm going to bring up the screen share real quick for you.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, so we got NorCal going to Spud Cup this weekend. And then the 80cc shifter group is, I think that's on the 15th.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Okay, going into CCKRA as well. So Colby Dubato Memorial Race recap. We had Aiden Kemp won in senior 100cc. So he won the $2,500 money race. Betty Schmidt won the junior 100cc category with the cash prize and the Challenge of the Americas entry. And then Cade won the senior 206 money race. And so I was super impressed with how awesome the racing was that weekend. We were expecting a lot of like crazy things happening for that amount of money, but everybody raced really respectfully, and there were sometimes we had to remind people of some etiquette, but everything worked out and it went really well. Something I do want to mention and bring up is pretty much NorCal and SoCal were both represented at this race. So it was pretty amazing to see everybody coming together. And I was super proud of that. And a lot of clubs and series also came together for this too. So we gave away a NNKC. I don't know. Am I pointing? Yes, NNKC entry. And so we are going to be sending someone to Reno in the senior heavy class. Prairie City gave away an entry. Obviously, Challenge of the Americas gave away an entry for the 100cc. And what I did want to mention is NCK Road Racing gave us a entry for NCK to give away to somebody who traveled the furthest to come to the race. Well, if anybody guessed Iowa, then they were correct. But if you didn't guess Iowa, we were also surprised as well. So our friend from Iowa has decided to gift his entry to Wade Atterbury from California. And so Wade is going to be the winner of the NCK road racing entry. Wade, if you're on here, just send a message, comment, Facebook, Discord, whatever. But we want to get you that entry. And again, thank you, NCK Road Racing. But that was an announcement we did want to make tonight because the winner wanted to make sure it would go to somebody who would use it on the West Coast. Our next race is going to be on September 14th and 15th in Buttonwillow. So this year we have started doing the 2-day format. Saturday is practice and qualifying, and Sunday is warm-ups, heats, and the main. Okay, so that's why the 2 dates are listed. We are also going to be having a highlight video from Sector 5 Media coming soon from Colby Dubato Memorial Race. He filmed me reading the letter from Rob Dubato that basically was Rob's letter to everybody at the event. So I'm super excited to see that coming soon. But follow us, CCKRA, Facebook, Instagram, and we have a website. So I think, did I miss anything from there? No, I didn't. All right, put it in the comments. We see people are here with us. Tag us. Where's your next race going to be? Where are you joining us from? What's your next race going to be? Put it in the comments. We see people here. So put something in the comments. What's your next race going to be?
What is your next race going to be?
Right. What's my next race
Yeah,
is going to be CCKRA, September 15th. But next up, we are going to talk about NNKC. You know, they had a night race, and I heard everything went well with the night race. Put it in the comments if you were at the night race, because we want to hear about that. Their next race is scheduled for September 22nd, I believe. Yes, September 22nd. That's race 7. And please go to www.nnkcreno.com for information on the paving project. So they had a donor come in, and they're going to be doing a matching of all of the fundraising efforts. So that's why it's crucially important that we all rally together and help Reno out with this, so that way they can get repaved and host more awesome races for us. So again, please go to the NNKC Reno website for details on the paving project. Put in the comments, where are you racing next? What's your next race? Put in the comments. We see people are here. There we go.
Sorry, I have too many windows that are open.
So So the last race was a night race. This is race 6 from August. And then race 7 is September 22nd.
Yeah, that's going to be a busy weekend. So we have Rock Sonoma coming up on September 20th, 21st, 22nd. We have Prairie City Fall Shootout doubleheader, race 1 and 2. We have Northern Nevada Kart Club. Yeah, there's a lot of racing going on that weekend.
Yeah. I was going to let you transition into the Rock Sonoma update. So, Rock Sonoma, give us a plug real quick, Jason. Go ahead.
Rock Sonoma, the last race of Rock Sonoma for 2024 will take place September 20th, 21st, 22nd. I'm actually really looking forward to this particular weekend because in the past, they've had like their last race of the year was a doubleheader, and it was always 2 or 3 weeks behind, right before the Vegas races. So I'm kind of glad they cut it short this year. And in September, it's going to be the 20th, 21st, 22nd. That will wrap up the Rock Sonoma Championship at Sonoma. And I know I don't have any specifics. I just know the guys in the background are working really hard to secure dates for 2025. I'm pretty sure, I'm not speaking out of turn. I know Mike Burrell has said publicly that even if something doesn't happen at Sonoma, then they will have West Coast representation for Rock Sonoma in 2025. So just stay tuned with Rock Cup USA, Rock Sonoma, and Norcal Karters. So I know they are working very hard. We've talked about it many, many, many times with most of the promoters on this show. The tracks every year get more and more expensive. So, in an effort to cut the cost for any series, track rental is a big part of that. So Ashley can attest to that. Rock Cup can attest to that. Scusa can attest to it. They all can attest to it. So we'll see. I'll be looking forward to hearing what they have to say as we go into the winter. But yeah, Rock Cup Sonoma, or Rock Sonoma rather. And then you can find more information on Norcal Karters. Just click on their link for that race date.
We do want to extend our thoughts and prayers to Kevin Schuchart and his family for during this time as well. Okay.
Sorry, you caught me off guard with that.
Also that weekend, we have All-Star Karting September doubleheaders. As far as I know, it's going to be September 21st and 22nd. And we'll be getting the schedule and all things out and posted in about, I want to say, give me about a week. And we'll have more info posted about that. But yes, All-Star Karting September doubleheaders, September 21st and 22nd.
Okay.
So do we have anything on the 28th and 29th? No, I don't think so.
I don't see it. Let's see. You were talking about the shifter 80 shifter information. That's under Norcal 80 ACC shifter group bonus race. It is not a Blue Max Kart Club race. It's just a fun day for the 80 shifter guys that Ashley already talked about at the beginning of the show. That's that same weekend as Central California Kart Racing Association. 28th, 29th, it looks like it's open as far as our paid sponsors. But I'm going to jump into October real quick because our NCK guys, they don't get a lot of love because they don't have as many races as some of the other series. But the big race coming up, the West Coast Grand Prix. So that's Laguna Seca West Coast Grand Prix. That will be taking place on October 12th through the 13th. So for those unfamiliar with NCK, they are our road racers. So Most of us are all sprint drivers. We've had oval guys on the show, and we've highlighted the oval stuff. But NCK is our road racers. So October 12th and 13th, they will be on the Laguna Seca big track. So, and the only reason I'm saying Laguna Seca big track is I have had the question is, oh, there's a kart track at Laguna. It's like, no, there's not. It's a big track. So that's coming up. And we are also looking for sponsors for that event. We're looking for class sponsorship. You can reach out to me directly on that. I am also pre-selling pit passes in packs of 10 to local shops or teams as a fundraiser as well. So the focus right now, they're pretty much sold out. They have a waiting list. They are starting to contact people on the waiting list because they had, I think, 160 pre-entered. They had a couple of dropouts. So they are going to that waiting list. So if you still want to get into the event, I'm not going to say it's too late, but you need to get a hold of NCK Road Racing and Mark Morrison, get your name on that waiting list. If your name's not on the waiting list, they don't know you exist. So do that, get on the waiting list. I know Mark has been calling people the past couple of weeks to fill that 160 spot. So it's going to be an exciting race. Laguna Seca, they haven't been there in a number of years. So let's see. Anything else, Ashley? Ashley?
Hello.
Oh, there you
All
are.
right. On my list, I don't think I have anything else. I do want to encourage everyone to follow Norcal Karters on social media for updates. And next week, I believe, is going to be an CK Road Racing show.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
And then the week after that, we are going to conclude our safety series with a episode on track etiquette with our friend Gary Carlton from GFC. So Gary will be joining us for the last episode of the safety series. And we did, yes, want to bring up that Santa Maria Kart Racing Association, or no, SMKA, is going to have a race this weekend. Shiflets will be down there. So bring on the kid carts. There you go, Brian. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for listening and your support. Any questions in the comments, we will be going through. Again, you can find all info on norcalcarters.com. The calendar should pop up right when you go to the homepage. And I do want to continue to remind everyone that 988 is a resource that anyone can use. And please, if you are going through a tough time or if you need someone to talk to, please utilize that resource or reach out to somebody. And friends, check on your friends. A lot of emotions going on in August for me, so please continue to check on your friends. We do have a resource page on Norcal Karters, so you can find it on the resource tab. It's the second one next to the homepage. All of the information we've talked about, there's lists, things to look for, videos, places to reach out to, the shows that we've done, anything. Please, please, please utilize this information if you are somebody that you know needs help. We're here to be a resource to start the conversation. So I will see everyone in Buttonwillow, if not before. So thanks everyone for joining me and Jason on this Monday, NorCal Monday. we're all going to Spud Cup. Norcal represent. Everybody follow along on Kart Idaho and cheer on our guys because they're going to put on a show for us.
Did you
So
say
good night,
earlier
everyone.
that Andy Saisman was racing?
I did.
All
I'm a
right.
little conflicted in that class because he's racing against Uncle Frank too.
There's no way I can't cheer for him.
I'm definitely going to be have my notifications on for that class as well. Shout out to Andy. We are gonna have hopefully four races, a challenge next year, challenge 2025. It's gonna be amazing. Come join us. And yeah, good night, NorCal.
And with that being said, if we all get one person in karting, we will double by next year.